The championship run-in is upon us. In just 2 days' time, we kick off the final block of 8 games. And before the serious business commences, let's have a little bit of fun with some bold predictions. Get your boldest and best and most outrageous down there in the comments. What is going to happen? Anything can happen in the championship. What's going to happen in this final block of 8 games? Here are mine. Let's start with 90 plus, not enough. I think you know where I'm going with this. And to be honest, I probably need to stretch this out for it to actually be a bold prediction, because I'm going to predict that we are going to get last year's record broken again. And last year's record was that Leeds were the highest number of points since the championship rebrand. For those of you who get incredibly triggered and upset by us judging the championship post 2004-05. Let's mention Sunderland as well, who also, like Leeds last season, scored 90 points and were not promoted. Now, I think it's fairly obvious that 3 teams are going to score 90 points. We've got 8 games to go. They all only need 4 wins, or in terms of Leeds and Sheffield United, 3 wins and a draw. I'm pretty certain that that's going to happen. I don't know about you lot in the comments. I'm also pretty certain, and this might be the boldest thing I say, but I've said it for months already, that I think those are the 3 that are going to go up. So whoever misses out, I think will win the playoffs at any rate. So probably to make this prediction bold, I need to say someone is going to miss out on automatic promotion. Let's not say 90 plus. Let's say with 92 or more points. So our projection we make every year, that if you score 2 points per game in the EFL Championship, you will definitely be promoted. Imagine we couldn't say that anymore. Get your thoughts in the comments. It's a lockout. I am predicting that the current top 8 will be the final top 8. Now, do you want to go all in? Should we go all in together? Could you imagine if the final 8 did not move from now until the end of the season? Okay, it might move week to week, but if we end the season with Leeds and Sheffield United in the top 2, with Burnley playing West Brom in the playoffs, Sunderland playing Coventry, and Bristol City and Middlesbrough just missing out, could you see it staying exactly the same? I'm not so sure it'll stay exactly the same. And, you know, if one team moves, then 2 teams move. But maybe that can be my bold prediction, that the top 8 will be the same. So apologies to Blackburn, Watford, Millwall and Sheffield Wednesday, Norwich, Preston fans. We don't have any of those teams getting up into the top 8. Let's say only 2 teams change position. I'll plug my 1 to 24 video at the end of this one, and you'll see that maybe I've already predicted that elsewhere. Get involved in the comments. Is that top 8 going to be exactly the same teams? Maybe with just 2 swapping positions. 20s plenty. EFL Championship goal scorers. What are you doing at the moment? We are set for the first championship season since the rebranding. If someone can go and do the research on my behalf, that'd be lovely. I suspect it'll be the first English football second tier season ever that nobody scores 20 or more goals. It could happen at the moment. Borja Sainz of Norwich, not a striker, does score a lot of low margin, brilliant goals from outside of the box as well. He could just run cold for the rest of the season and score 2 in his last 8 and end on 19. Joel Pirro is a bit more of a worry. If he plays all the games for Leeds and Leeds go on to win the title, he might get 5 more. He's on 15. Josh Brownhill's on 13. Yeah, he could score 7 in his last 8, but he's like playing high number 8 or number 10 for Burnley. Could we have the first occasion ever that nobody scores 20 goals? In 2009-10, Peter Whittingham, the late, great Peter Whittingham, the late, great Peter Whittingham scored 20. Mate Fidro, where was he at? Derby in 2018 got 21. Let's boldly predict nobody scores 20 or more goals in the Championship this season. If you disagree, who's going to do it? Is it going to be Sainz? Is it going to be Pirro? It looks like it's down to just 2 to possibly do it. Watch Saints banging a hat-trick on the first game back now. Shut me up. In the mix, round 46, let's talk about relegation, because last season, going into the final day, there were 4 teams who could still have got relegated on top. That Huddersfield could have mathematically escaped if they'd scored 15 goals or won by 15 goals at Ipswich, who were going up automatically on the last day of the season. It was never going to happen. It was one place. But still, Birmingham, Sheffield Wednesday, Plymouth and Blackburn could all have dropped. And if you remember last season, Birmingham fans will bloody well remember, they all won, didn't they? Including Blackburn went and won at Leicester, for God's sake, who were the champions at that point. So I'm going to say it's going to be even worse. I think it's carnage down at the bottom of the table. Now, what I will say, I don't think it will be as high points as last season. Birmingham went down with 50 last season. I don't think anyone's going down with 50. Might be 49 or 48. But let's say there won't be 4 teams who can still go down on the last day of the season. There will be 5 teams, because maybe 22nd and 23rd will still be open. Would you be surprised if going into the last day it was like 44, 45, 45, 46, 48, 48, no, 47, 47 for my 5 to add up. You know what I'm saying. Let's go for relegation to go down. And we got Derby versus Stoke on the last day. That would play into this as well. Hey, it's on round 46, isn't it? Someone remind me if I'm wrong about that. But let's go for complete carnage in round 46 and 5 teams potentially still being able to get relegated in 22nd or 23rd. Sorry, Plymouth. I think you might be gone by then. 2 more levers. I am going to predict, and this is not by the end of round 46. Let's say before playoff semi-final, game 1, leg 1 kicks off. So that gives us another 5 days, I think, after the season has finished. Probably to the Thursday, does it? Sunday to the first. I haven't checked the dates. Should do some more research, really, shouldn't I? I predict another 2 managers will have left their posts in the EFL Championship. Now, what I think might happen is that somebody, Danny Roll, somebody may be leaving to go to a parachute team next season and may mutually consent or resign from their job, even if they're kind of halfway up the table. I'm not sure anybody's going to get sacked before the season ends, unless, for example, I don't know, let's mention a team, let's mention Cardiff. Imagine they lose the next 6 on the trot and they're down with 2 games to go. They might sack their manager. But let's also mention Cardiff, because we do still have some bonkers owners here, don't we? Cardiff, Sheffield Wednesday, Watford, Blackburn. Actually, Blackburn only just hired a manager. But let's just say there's some crazy managers. There's also Michael Carrick. Middlesbrough are definitely not going to get playoffs with 2 games of the season to go. I don't know. I think another 2 managers could go before that first playoff semi-final leg kicks off. Hey, I could be wrong. I can't tell you which 2. I'm looking down here, and most of them are safe, aren't they, into the next season, you would think. But I still think there could be another 2. Let me know more or less, or who the 2 could be. Could be fun, that one. Finally, who can do 22? 22 feels like a magnificent number of points to score in 8 games. If you were to win 7 games and draw 1, 3 wins, draw, 4 wins, you will achieve anything you want in this final 8 games of the season. Let's predict a team out of those 24 I'm looking at on that monitor there that you can't see. A team is going to score 22 points in the last 8 games. Do you think it could happen? It could happen if any of the top 3, Leeds, Sheffield United and Burnley, do it. They're on 100 points. They are going up automatically. If anybody, for God's sake, between 5th to 12th wins 7 and draws 1, they're in the playoffs, aren't they? Even Sheffield Wednesday would be at 73, and we've been forecasting a low tide, maybe 70, 71 points to get in there. They're in if they do it. And it goes without saying, anybody in the bottom 6, even Plymouth at 33, score 22 points in the last 10 games. 8 games, excuse me. They are surviving, aren't they? there you go. Those are some bold predictions for the EFL Championship run-in. Look, keep calm in the comments. It's just a bit of fun. It's just a conversation starter. This is not a serious video that you're going to hold me to account on for the next 100 years, that I need to be walked across hot coals if none of them happen, or if one of them happens, or if something different happens. It's a conversation starter. So please get involved down there in the comments with your own bold predictions. The bolder, the better. One of them's going to happen, and they seem ridiculous now, but it's the EFL Championship, and ridiculous is not so ridiculous knowing our beloved second tier, is it? Guys, quick apology. You can see my voice is completely Fucked at the moment. Hopefully we're going to try and do a watch along on Friday night for Sheffield United v Coventry. What a game to get us back in, and my voice will be a little bit better by then. I'm struggling on by. And if you're crying that my predictions aren't serious enough, click up here where we get deadly serious, because this past Sunday I put my final table predictions in my last 1 to 24. That is exactly how I think the championship table is going to finish. Go and take a look.